Uncontrolled chaos. We're back. Uncontrolled chaos is here. Should we do our welcome to another episode of?
No, we just did it.
Fair point. Okay, well, as uncontrolled as we are, we want to talk about a very uncontrolled situation as our first topic, and this is the Brooklyn Beckham and Nicola Peltz drama.
It rings very Harry and Meghan to me with what's going on. If you guys don't know what's going on, Brooklyn married Nicola. Nicola's my old boss, Nicola, and and you know there had been rumors of tension between her and Victoria for quite some time. I heard it was something with a wedding dress. Obviously, there was tension between them. Long story short, Brooklyn just came out on his Instagram and kind of just detailed this whole long thing about how he's cutting his parents off. He has no interest in like mending their relationship with them. He felt he's been controlled by them his whole life. Like they care about the brand more than him. So up until now, I was kind of thinking like, the media story was that like Nicola was driving this wedge, right? That was kind of what was shaping up, at least in my opinion. She was driving a wedge. She was kind of the difficult problem. And I'm not saying that I'm convinced that's not true, but according to Brooklyn, like they've tried to mend fences and the Beckhams aren't having it. I'm not sure how much that I believe, but Brooklyn has made his stance. So that's where it is right now.
Just for clarity, too, Brooklyn is the son of David and Victoria Beckham, of course.
The eldest
David,
son. He's
right.
the eldest.
The eldest son, right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the wedding dress thing is actually interesting. I'm glad you brought that up because so the argument right now, just for listeners, is that apparently Victoria was upset that Nicola didn't end up wearing a design by Victoria Beckham for her wedding. Right. However, there is a Vogue article that came out after the wedding, like totally profiling Brooklyn and Nicola. And they talk about a year and a half working on making a dress with, who was it? Was it Versace or?
I don't remember, but then in Brooklyn's claim, he's saying that it was his mom, Victoria, who like took the dress away in the final hour. I don't know if you read that, but he's like, my mom like forced Nicola to get a dress in the last second, like kind of refused to do it. That's what he's saying now.
But none of this makes any sense because she worked for a year and a half with Valentino. That's who it was. I just Googled it. Valentino to make a dress for her wedding. So was this a second dress that made? I know, but like they fly to Italy. They do all the things, like, these celebrities and what they do for their dresses.
I think like
it's a lie.
And everything we talk about, there's always two sides and then there's the truth, right?
Yeah.
The more and more I dig into this, first of all, I do think the Beckhams are big on their brand. I think there is truth to that. I think that like they're like Kardashians in a sense that I'm not saying that's necessarily a bad thing, but they're very protective of the Beckham brand. I mean,
as they should be.
As they should be. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Like Victoria, posh, like she's worked hard to kind of grow. I've actually heard her makeup brand is amazing.
I have some of her makeup. It's touted as some of the best makeup I've
heard that from like influencers that I really trust, and they're all saying like her foundation, her stuff is like next level.
Yes. And it's also beautifully designed, which I know she's
a perfectionist, and she's great with her brand. And obviously, there's David Beckham, so they are a brand. Like recognize that. So when he was saying like they care more about the brand than them, I think they care about the brand a lot. I'm not convinced more than their kids. I have to say his statement sounded like it was forced by Nicola a little bit. That's sort of like the Harry Meghan vibe I'm getting. Like, I do think Meghan was the push to get Harry out of that situation. And to me, this rings sort of familiar to that. You said it yourself the other day on text. Victoria and Nicola, it's them. There's something going on with them. They aren't getting along. Something's happening. And he's siding with his wife, which I'm not saying is the wrong thing to do.
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of think she might be the problem. That's sort of
when you're like in your 20s or 30s and you get married, like your life is starting now. And it's like you have to think about who you want in your corner and who's important to you. And at the end of the day, like your parents have done their job raising you. They're not living with you. They're not making your decisions for you anymore. So the question is, are they poisoning your life? Are they creating toxicity? Are they making you unhappy?
Yeah.
I have to tell you, I don't know that I'd want Victoria Beckham as my mother-in-law. Like, she seems like she's difficult and
she does.
Her be difficult. Like that's who she is. But like, also look at the life she's had and what she's built and what she's been through. And she's got it seems very solid marriage with David. They are a brand and they have created a Brooklyn brand. Brooklyn had a whole, food, cook, chef project he worked on?
Yeah.
Who
Yeah.
funded that? Like, I
Exactly.
just feel this is fucked up because first of all, they are 100% going to be talking in the next 5 to 10 years. Like, this is just a stage he's going through. He's
I agree.
right. Like, he's learning who he is.
I
He's
agree.
with a very strong-willed, probably type A. Also, let's talk about the fact that Nicola comes from a billionaire
Tons of
background, right?
right.
Tons of money. So doesn't need Victoria, doesn't need David, doesn't need their brand, has her own brand, was doing movies before she met Brooklyn, built her own sort of career outside of billionaire parents before. And they have money and I'm sure she has a crazy inheritance. They don't need Victorian. So it's like when you don't need someone for something, all of a sudden all these pieces start coming out, right? Like I don't need you for money anymore. I don't need you for your brand.
Yeah,
Like,
and he's kind of sometimes you grew up in that life, your emotional maturity is stunted a little bit. So
right.
he's married now, he's going out on his own, and I think you're right. He's getting out of that umbrella because he can. For the first time, he was living in that life. What child celebrities do. Got married to someone
Right.
who doesn't really need that, doesn't need like the support of the Beckham brand. And I think you said this too. He essentially kind of married his mother in a way. I mean, he married a strong woman who's sort of like not going to just fall under what Victoria's doing, and maybe they might butt heads a little bit on that. I mean, it could go back to even just like old school, like my eldest son, no one's good enough for you, even
Right.
that feeling. Like, I'm sure there's a lot of that. I actually think the Beckhams seem like very loving parents. It just seems to me they've cultivated this very like nice environment for their kids. And at the end of the day, Brooklyn standing by his wife is it's the right thing to do.
But you know what else I think though too is okay, so David and Victoria are still very active in like promoting themselves, their brand. They're still
Oh yeah.
young, they're very good looking, right?
Yeah.
And they have tons of money. Okay. So if Brooklyn stays a part of all that, he has to deal with all the pieces that come with that, not just the money, right? Nicola, on the other hand, comes from two parents who have been married for 40 plus years. They are behind the scenes. No one would recognize them on the streets. There's no brand behind them, but she still has all the money. But she's
Right.
got like the love and like the quiet and the privacy, right? So
Privacy.
if you're Brooklyn and you're going on vacations with your parents, Victoria and David, and it's all about approving these next things and, you know, our next campaign we're working on in this product, and there's always 8,000 things going on and cameras everywhere. And then you go on vacation with Nicola, wherever they're going in the Caribbean or the Maldives or whatever, right? And it's quiet. They're on yachts. No one's talking about
Unless it's like,
TV
what's this
appearances.
like? My family's toxic, but really it was circumstantial toxicity.
Correct. It's exactly true. It's circumstantial. Whereas on her side, and I'm just assuming because I wouldn't recognize her parents on the street, right? Nobody knows who they are. They're behind the scenes billionaires. He probably was like, why couldn't I have grown up in a family like this? He's still getting everything he wants. They're still getting all the
Right.
luxuries that they want, right?
I think that's a really, really good point. And I think that's why I'm saying, like, everyone's like, I believe him. I believe him too. So it's like, yes, you can live this like rich, quiet life, but that wasn't his life. So in a way, it's like, you can't, I'm not saying not blame them for that, but just because your world wasn't the world you're living in now with your wife doesn't mean it was circumstantial toxicity. I'm just making that a term. It was like around, like, I don't think it was like this mean pointed thing that he's kind of making it seem like now. I just think like that, these were your parents. They are big on promoting their brand.
And what are they supposed to do? Like, it's like you can't abandon what they've
No,
built for
you don't want
themselves
to,
now.
and I don't
They don't
blame
want
them.
to.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's sort of like the same conversations we have around like even social media. It's like, you know, these Mark Zuckerberg, because they get so big, so many people depending on them, so much money coming in, such they're building a legacy and foundation for their kids for the future. You can't just be like, I'm done with this life. I mean, you could, but
yeah,
like the
yeah, you can't.
repercussions that come with it. I don't know.
Well, at
Victoria's
this
got this
point, their
very
brain's too big to be like, bye-bye. It's,
right. And David and Victoria are beautiful people. Like that is what I mean, she's got her fashion line that has always
yeah.
done so well with celebrity. She's got her makeup, like you said. He's got all of his endorsements and his products, and they are lookers. And so is Nicola, right?
Mhm.
The other thing I was gonna say around this too is if you go to Nicola's Instagram, holy fuck, is she self-absorbed?
Oh my gosh.
Oh my
I sent you that Instagram DM with that one guy. It was like, I don't remember if it was like a brother of her ex-boyfriend. She's wanted to be famous for years. That quote
right.
cracked me up because I am, and that's what I mean by Meghan vibes with her. Like, she does want to be in that limelight. Maybe it's not under the Beckham umbrella, but like, I agree with that. She's very self-absorbed. I mean, I know I don't know her really, but she seems that way to me.
Well, I kind of say that too in the case of like, if you're married to this woman and you're with someone like that, granted, look who your mom was, Victoria, right? So it's kind of natural that you would end up going for someone very similar. This girl on her Instagram or in her social media in general is not doing or saying anything to move the world. She's not helping people. She's literally boasting about her looks, her makeup, her projects,
100%.
herself. Right. And so when I see that, I can't help but be like, she's another Victoria Beckham. And there's just butting heads because
I think they're very similar. I think that is why they're butting heads. I really do think that. I think that's like a tale as old as time when it comes like sons marrying women like their mothers, and then the mothers lose that control. I mean, there's a reason this is a cliche, right? I mean, like, it's been going on since the dawn of time.
I also think it's kind of gross too that they teased or created this gossipy rumor about like the way Victoria danced at the wedding, and then they won't release the footage.
Yeah, that is...
Which is just let your mind wonder now. And now, of course, the memes. It's almost that was so strategic and like, to me, diabolical in a way.
I agree. Oh, gosh. And, I'm going to use that word diabolical right now to segue into our next topic that I like can't stop thinking about.
Oh, are we done? Are we done with the Beckhams?
Well, I mean, we can go back. It is uncontrolled, but just when I heard the word diabolical, I never thought I wanted to talk about this topic again.
We're not going to be able to stop till the trial.
Blake and Ryan, the Baldoni. I can't stop thinking about this shit. Like the texts that are coming out and like that email to Ben Affleck. Like, I just remember the diabolical just triggered me because I sent that to you. I was like, this is like, they are diabolical.
Do you know what's even crazier about the whole thing? And it's only going to get crazier is how interesting to be able to like see actual texts and emails these people are writing.
I can't believe we're reading these texts from
it almost feels like kind of exciting.
Are you kidding me? That's why I'm showing back into this, and everyone is. I'm telling you, when this was on my feed even a couple months ago, I'm like, don't give a shit, don't give a shit, don't give a shit. Like, I'm just over it.
Hard not to.
And now these texts are released, like celebrity Taylor Swift's texts.
Like text with Matt Damon, with Ben Affleck, with Bradley Cooper, with
people's journals right now.
It is so cool, even though it feels really wrong. Also, by the way, it's not like they were leaked. They were provided by Blake's team.
Yes, I know. I'm with you. Like, it feels wrong, but man, if it's not like, oh my gosh, give me more of this. Like,
oh my God, I don't want it to stop. And also the fact that all these things have already been released, right? In all the depositions, they haven't been released to us. Like, who's deciding?
Yeah, we can't get the Epstein files released. Meanwhile, this shit is just flooded.
But even with the Epstein stuff, it's like little pieces, pictures. Like, who is deciding on the Blake side? Is it just her attorney team that is like, oh, it's time to release?
I don't know, because I feel like I'm a little confused on the legality of this, because like I thought, I know Justin Baldoni's countershoot was dropped.
Right.
So why would Blake, like, why are these released now? If his countershoot was dropped, why does she want these dropped?
For some reason, she thinks that this is proving... Well, what's so funny about this is, like, in all of the things we're reading now and all these messages, these personal messages, there is no... I would say, like, maybe not more than one comment, maybe not any at all, related to sexual harassment.
No.
The only thing was, like, you look sexy or hot, which, whatever, who cares?
I find these incredibly incriminating on her and Ryan. I think they look fucking crazy. Like, I really do. I mean, do I think that Justin's completely... We've already talked about that. No, I mean, he's probably creepy. I get a creepy vibe from him, but like, I'm definitely getting narcissist vibes from Blake and Ryan. Like,
it's not even a question. It's
like
especially
they seem like
Ryan.
Fully fucking insanely narcissistic, especially Ryan. I mean, God, that email, Ben, don't hang up, from Blake. Like, gross. Like, I love that Ben Affleck like didn't even respond to that. It was just like,
I think they did respond. Well, the one with Matt
did.
Oh, then Matt Damon did. Okay.
The email to Ben was just like in an abyss. I could see him not giving a shit about that. But I mean, it's just like, do you guys really think that people want to get care about this shit? Your drama on set? Like, give me
no, but the idea is because Blake and Ryan have so much power. I think what really inevitably happened here is they tried to pull every lever they could and nothing was working. So it got to the point where they were like, we have to do this scathing New York Times article. We have to Ryan had to like really threaten WME from dropping, that he would leave if they didn't drop Justin. Like, something had to happen.
No, you're right. They had to use the power, but I just feel like, holy shit, what monsters. And like, let's talk about really quickly the Taylor Swift exchanges, because people are going in the comments on Travis Kelce's posts recently being like, run away, Travis, don't marry her, which I completely, and it's not because I love Taylor Swift, even though I do. I actually found her text completely like, in a way, like taking her out of the darkness at all. Like the one where she called Justin Baldoni a bitch. That is so something you'd say to like if this was you and you're like your BFF in a lawsuit, I'm like, yeah, take that bitch down. I am bothered by when Blake sent her just completely rant about like, hey, is everything okay? I know I can be this and just blah, blah, blah. And then Taylor was like, yeah, I mean, no, you've been like completely absorbed in this and I don't want to tell you how to process it, but I don't like that you're saying everything I don't like that you're making this like a plural thing. I thought that text was brilliantly, eloquently put, just like her lyrics. She was straightforward and clear. She didn't like insult her. She's like, this is maybe your process. I'm your friend. I support you. But I don't like that you're bringing nothing. It's like corporate talk. Blake and Taylor are very, very good friends. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It did prove that she knew the New York Times article was coming out, which is what they were trying to.
Right. And you could see how the relationship begins to fracture via these messages because of the trust that I think Taylor was losing in Blake and feeling like it was an authentic friendship at this point.
As a celebrity, it's almost funny. Like, you should almost always think your texts could be out there. I mean, if someone that's true. If I was a celebrity as famous as them, like anything I put in writing, like I might be a little careful about.
But also so scary to know too that like your messages could just be exposed. Like they are accessible by all the different, whether it's the government, the police, Apple, whoever.
A bad celebrity friendship and they screenshot it. Who fucking knows?
Who knows? I know you have to be very careful with that. I just heard someone say, and it was like so well said, was like anyone writing an email or a text that's more than 2 sentences is either apologizing for something or they're manipulating you about something.
100%
right?
Agree. Or the over explaining, like that
it's
kind of long
cringy.
text. Yeah, it is. And you know what? I'm looking at myself a little bit. I remember I've written some long texts back in my day, and now I'm like, I can't believe long texts are just like, no. I don't
apologizing, justifying, defending,
or like trying to like. Sometimes I used to think I was better at explaining my feelings and thoughts by writing them down, but these like 4 or 5 paragraph texts, I'm like, no, I don't know. No, it's like I look at that now. I'm like, oh, it's like it's a little overwhelming. But
all his messages were overwhelming and all hers. I mean, the length that these people wrote. And then on top of it, I think it's so gross when someone writes, I know how busy you are and please ignore this if you want. However, I'm in hell and I really need help. But really, how busy you are. I know. Like,
no, I know. No,
just be like, I need your fucking help.
Yeah. Her whole texts were her just kind of like, oh, I know. And but I guess everything about it was just like, I was so cringy, grossed out by her in every way. Like, I'm telling you, could not dislike Blake Lively more. I don't care what happens.
I know.
She's done for me. I mean, I'm not, even if like some of that stuff really happened, I still don't give a shit. I just don't like her. I don't like anything she's putting out there.
Justin, I feel like the biggest learning from him here, well, I'm sure he's had a lot of learnings, should be like when you are acquiring and trying to build a project this large, really make sure that either you're hiring people who won't find you cringy on your religious beliefs and your meditation habits and all these things that won't find them cringy. So number one, Blake is not into that stuff.
No,
so start
not
there.
At all.
Not into that stuff. And then number two, understand that this is new for you. Bringing on someone not only like Blake Lively, but someone who has Ryan Reynolds in her, back corner like that.
Dumb. It was dumb.
Really, he seems so like naive or something.
Dumb. I don't think he seems very smart at all. And you and I have talked about this. I think he probably was inappropriate on some levels, but I think because he was so green, I do think he's got this like whole like, oh, I'm wanting you, like when you asked about breastfeeding. I really don't think he thinks there's anything wrong with that. But at the same time, like, get your head out of your ass a little bit here. Like,
be aware. I know. I'm really, really unsure of what will be for the future for him. But I know that Blake is refused. Like, because I know we're all like, just settle. But I think now Blake wants to make a stand of sexual harassment. There's no sexual harassment here. Like, this is what upsets me. If this is about someone running a set improperly and HR issues, then that should have been what your entire lawsuit was about. That he ruin the film and that you had to like take on hours and take on a larger role that you didn't sign up for and you should be compensated for that and all these sure he was cringy. We all have cringy people in our lives. Right. It just
because it does, you lose merit for people who are sexually harassed and I can't stand that. I'm like, if you're really sexually harassed.
That's right. Like, okay, he was inappropriate. He asked some stupid fucking questions. Like this woman, Blake has worked with she's worked with Harvey Weinstein, Oliver Stone. She has worked with some of the worst creeps in the industry. So to be like, Justin Baldoni is just like, spiritual, weird dude.
He's just a weird dude.
He's a weird
You did
fucking
not
dude.
know
And
he
some
was
people
getting
love him and some people don't.
And poor guy just did not know he was getting into here. It was a big problem. And the Reynolds duo needed big control here. And it's like he stepped into the biggest shit pile, and like he's drowning in it now. I mean, I don't know how he's going to come out of this not broke, for one.
I know. I do know that it's going to be hard for people to want to work on a set with him in the future if they're worried of his HR issues, and vice versa with Blake. What director would want to take Blake on?
What's with Blake again?
Unless they're so big like an Oliver Stone, because she won't fuck with those people, she knows better.
No, and unless, like, I hate to put like the social media bullshit back in the world, maybe putting her in a movie will create buzz around it because there's all this drama. I mean, who knows? You know how toxic
yeah.
it is. But yeah, I would love for directors to be like, I don't want to deal with this shit. I don't want to work with Blake.
I'm basically from now until next, I guess, April when the trial is, or may I forget exactly when it is, but sometime Q1, Q2, 2027.
Yep.
We're going to keep getting more texts. I mean, there's text messages with Brendan Sklenar, our hottie from The Housemaid, who, by the way, proved my point that I said on an earlier episode that she was rallying to get him in more movies. Remember how
you said that.
Paul Feig from Anyway, it's in their text exchange where she's like, we're gonna blow you up. You're so talented. This is gonna be like the craziest time for you. And so like you've got Blake and Ryan in your ear, and then on top of it, she's like seeding little things like what a clown director and all these things. She was calling him a clown and a doofus like before a doofus before they started even like filming, I think, or something. So I mean,
she had kind of like already made up her mind she was gonna like destroy him, I feel like, in some way. But you bring up an interesting point also, like just going on to their power, like Brandon Sklenar is also pretty new. And if you have some of the biggest people in Hollywood being like, we're going to throw you into the A-list, I mean, he's not going to want to bite that hand either. So it's a lot of control, a lot of manipulation. We know is Hollywood's MO. But like, if you were hearing that from people, like I would totally be like, oh, I don't want to piss Blake and Ryan off. I get that. It's like,
if I had to take a side at that time, I probably would have sided with Blake and Ryan too. What's really strange about all this too is I really didn't think the movie was bad. I mean, I know I didn't read the book, and I know you read it, and
it's not bad. I actually
really wasn't bad.
I rewatched it again recently. I've actually rewatched it a few times.
It's actually a good movie.
It's not bad. It's completely been overshadowed with all this crap going on.
Right.
It's not bad. It is pretty good. And I think that Justin Baldoni's good in it. I think Blake's good in it. I think
it was a huge box office success. It made tons of money.
It still is. It's not bad. Do I think it's the movie to like warrant all this? Like, I mean, nothing warrants all this, but
all right. Well, all this talk is making me want to have a drink, and that segues into our next topic. Where
you got intrigued.
Yeah, seriously. A 2023 Gallup study showed that 62% of adults under 35 report drinking alcohol in 2023, down from 72%. However, 69% of adults aged 35 to 54, which is our age group, have stayed consistent with their drinking habits. So to sum this all up, it seems like millennials are the leading target group of alcohol drinking and spending in the U.S., and our habits are not changing. In the past few years, so this is since COVID, that Gen Z is drinking 20% less than millennials, and productivity is rising. Is this a coincidence? Dry January participation continues to rise. I have friends that did it. I did not do it.
I have so many friends that do Dry January.
Did you do it?
No, because I don't drink.
You don't
really.
even drink anyway. Yeah, I'll like give you a glass of wine and it just sits there, which is crazy to me.
I know. Here's the thing about
I know you're busy. I know you have the 2 kids, but it's like, I don't know. I still have my wine with me reading.
My entire life, I'm going to tell you about me and drinking. I drink to get trashed, or I don't drink at all. There's like no middle ground. Like when I was in college, I only did shots. Like I did Jaeger bombs, car bombs. I am not the kind of girl, I'm 43 years old, who just comes home and sips a glass of wine. I am going to either go hard in the paint or I'm not going to go anywhere at all. And that's just sort of how I've always been with drinking.
But but you're thinking more like hard alcohol because of the taste. What about wine and beer?
No, but like wine too. Like when I'm like, yeah, like I also living in New York, like day drinking was so big. I love day drinking.
I love a good day drink.
I love, like, even that when we went to the brewery when you and Mitch were here, I got such a great buzz off those few beers. I love day drinking.
I prefer that over night. Yeah.
I could have taken that even further fold if we didn't have to go back after that for whatever reason. Like, that's the kind of drinking I want to do. Like, I want to like go somewhere at 11 and just kind of start and then just get like great buzz going during the day. I love it. At night, I don't know. I'm just like shut down. I don't know what happens. Like, it's hard.
Well, I mean, I understand it because like nighttime is not the same when you have kids, young kids especially anymore.
Yeah, that
right?
I even joked I should do a wet January because I'm like, maybe I need to drink more. Like, seriously. Like,
I just know that like when I have the next hour and a half of like bath, bedtime, like the whining, all that to look forward to, I'm like, a beer or a glass of wine sitting next to me just gives me it like chills me the fuck out.
And like the thing is, I need to be chilled the fuck out.
So then why aren't you doing it? Why aren't you poisoning your body with alcohol? Like
problems right now, it's gonna be a wet February for me. I honestly really do think I could use it because like
a wet February.
I'm not a chilled out person. The older I get, I need to like relax, and just sitting with a glass of wine is a relaxing thing to do. You're right. Like I kind of know this about me. I don't know why I just haven't done it.
Well, this is interesting now too. I'm reading that millennials, being that they're the ones driving the market for drinking, especially wine, apparently, that they're entering life stages associated with higher beverage alcohol spending, marriage, peak earnings, family formation, home ownership. Their values, priorities, and preferences differ notably from prior generations, and that we are the largest wine-consuming cohort, but we also represent a significant growing segment of those who drink other categories of alcohol. Key challenges include 35% who say they don't like the taste of wine, and 39% prefer the taste of other alcoholic beverages. Interesting. This is weird. This is a big wake-up call for the industry, that there needs to be more communication on flavor, style, and what's inside the bottle.
Aren't millennials so into like those soda drinks with alcohol, like High Noons and shit?
I fucking can't stand those.
I can't stand them.
They're disgusting. They taste
White Claws,
like sugar. I know.
I remember though, in high school, I feel like we invented White Claws. It was Zima with a Jolly Rancher. Like we were
Mike's Hard Lemonade.
That shit was basically White Claw. You would get a Zima, drop 100%. A fucking watermelon Jolly Rancher in it, and you're drinking a White Claw.
It's all just like a reinvention, right? Wait, this is interesting. Okay, so boomers prefer big, bold reds. Gen X enjoys all styles, but millennials and Gen Z have different tastes. Millennials prefer Merlot, Pinot Noir, Chardonnay, Muscat, and Rosé and sweet rosé. Same. Gen Z prefers a Grenache. I love a good Grenache. Chardonnay, rosé, and sweet rosé. Both younger generations are far more likely to drink sparkling wine than boomers. Gen Z favors U.S. made, sparkling. That's disgusting. Who wants a sparkling made in the U.S.?
U.S. made, no, awful.
What is it even called? Sparkling wine?
Liking bold reds is so dead on because every boomer I know wants like this bold Cabernet, like
just give me some grape juice.
Like my stepmom just wants like a big old bold Cabernet. Yeah.
And then millennials prefer Prosecco. Spot on.
When I do drink wine, I will say I always liked red. Now I'm loving white. Sancerre, a good Chardonnay, or like a great Sauvignon Blanc. Like I love a good white, a crisp white.
You served Whitehaven, which I think is a Sauv Blanc, right?
It is at my wedding.
Yeah, at your wedding, and ever since that is one of my top go-tos.
Delicious.
It's delicious.
It's so drinkable. Like you just want to like have several glasses, and before you know it, you're just having a great time.
Totally. I mean, you're right. So, well, apparently, and then also we've got all these THC drinks flooding the market now, right? Which
I'm so into that one. It shows you when you were here. I think they're so fun. Like I get such a fun little buzz from them, and I don't get that same hangover, tired feeling. I feel good after them.
Yeah, I love a good THC drink. And it is funny how there's all these loopholes with how they're sold, and I don't know. It's so interesting.
I'll take that over White Claw. They're fun. You get a little fun buzz from them. I'm not drinking White Claw. It's gross.
But I'll never forget this article that came out like years ago. It was like a segment on like the Today Show back when people watched the Today Show.
You watch that shit like religiously.
Same. I don't even have like cable to watch it anymore. I don't even know how to watch it, right?
Know what that is anymore.
Well, we had to watch it too for our jobs and being in PR, right?
Yeah.
What was I going to say? There was this whole segment called Stiletto Stoners. And it was all about women who would come home in their stilettos from like a long day of work, being a powerhouse. And instead of like having like a bottle of wine or pouring a few glasses of wine, they would kick their heels off and light a joint. And I was like, that is,
Which I
I
think is
can relate.
fantastic. And like,
Yeah.
that's always been on my thing with weed smokers. I'm like, when like people judge that, I'm like, it is to me the exact same as going home and pouring yourself a drink. So if you're not judging that, like, no, I don't see the difference. Coming back and smoking a joint at the end of a long day to me is like, yeah, great. That's awesome.
Yep.
Great.
Agreed. And I don't know that you can argue any health related one is worse than the other. I mean, alcohol
No,
is
you
terrible
can't.
for you. I mean, it's all
Exactly.
bad for you. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, Blake Lively and yeah, gosh, Ryan Reynolds. They make me want to drink. I after reading Ryan Reynolds, back to that real fast. Sorry to be so
No,
uncontrolled and
please.
chaotic, but I just like because he's so big, right? Hugh Jackman is his bestie. He's made all these like billionaire box office, whatever. I wouldn't want to be his friend anymore. Like, don't you? Or does like Hugh Jackman really? Is he really like my poor dude Ryan? Like he went out on a limb for his wife. Like he's
I don't know.
fucking awesome. I'm always going to be here to support
Friendships
him.
in Hollywood real? Like, I know that sounds crazy, but like, I just feel like it's such a weird world that I don't know what's authentic there because everyone kind of wants something from each other. Let's be honest. Like everything's like transactional or business up on something. I just don't know if I believe that
Everyone's making money off each other in some way.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's like living in a world we can't possibly fathom. It's like a very strange.
Have you watched Jay Kelly with George Clooney?
Mm-mm.
So it's on Netflix, and I just was watching it actually when I have this new nail lady here who does nails out of her garage. It's amazing.
That's
So,
awesome.
I know, it's actually great. You feel like you're just like in your own element. And so she has big TV there, and I was like, ooh, I get to like have uninterrupted like.
Oh, I love that.
So and Jay Kelly just came out on Netflix, so I watched it. And the reason I bring it up is because Adam Sandler plays his like agent manager for his whole career essentially. And the whole movie, Adam is talking about how they're so close and he's his friend. And that George Clooney, the character Jay Kelly, came to his daughter's this and that and whatever, graduations. And someone was like, has he invited you to his kids' things? Has he? And he was just like, And then at the end, he was like, I thought we were friends when they were kind of like breaking up at the end. And George Clooney goes, yeah, you're my friend who gets 10% of everything I make.
Exactly. Well done with that comparison or that like kind of analogy because to me in Hollywood is just pure organic, authentic without some sort of self-motivated thing. And that's what I mean. Like are they friends? Sure. And like whatever Hollywood way they're friends. And imagine having to think that way all the time. So when you think like that, I'm like, of course none of these people can possibly be normal because they are truly not living in the world we're in.
No.
They're not living in our world. So do I think
that's how they're making their money? I mean,
their whole world is a business. Like every day.
And if we want to say, okay, well, you have millions and millions of dollars. Yeah, but your lifestyle is suitable for millions of dollars. You're taking private jets, the skincare, the personal training, the this, the that, the private doctor visits. Like I feel like I read something about J-Lo, like when she was getting divorced, everyone was like, her tour, no one, she had to cancel her tour and all these things. And like her life, people are like, she has plenty of money, but her lifestyle costs millions and millions and millions of dollars to update.
Yeah.
Who's going to pay for that? So like, you see all these and like Harry Styles as another example of this. Like he's been out of the limelight for years now, ever since he had that last big album, because he's been on record talking about like how Hollywood is like poisonous in a sense. I mean, look what happened to him on the set of Don't Worry, Darling.
Yeah.
And now he's back with a new album to go on tour. Why? Because
he needs some money.
Fucking needs some money, I'm sure.
I miss him, so I'm kind of glad.
I'm super excited about his new tour. Bruno Mars is another great example. He just had another song come out for his new album's coming out, I think, soon. And he just announced some new tour dates and a new partnership with MGM. And like, he's another one that I'm like, this guy, you don't know anything about his private life. You don't know. And there were rumors about him being in debt with gambling, which is not true, by the way. They've been debunked.
I heard those. It's funny. I don't actually know anything about his private life. It's a good point.
Well, there was like rumors that came out years ago because he was essentially in this like cyclical partnership with MGM performing, and it almost felt like he was caged there. Like, why isn't he getting out of this? So I guess someone started a rumor somewhere that he basically gambled at the casinos there and like was indebted to like MGM like $50 million. I'm like, this guy makes so much sense.
Yeah.
By the way, he's like the number 2 streamed artist on Spotify ever. He's got like 100.
Isn't he like huge?
His music is is Taylor Swift level or more. I mean, you can't get away from his music. Same with Taylor's, right?
Very catchy.
Very catchy. So some people are like, oh, it's so generic, the lyrics, everything. I think he's brilliant.
I do too. I mean,
he's
I'm going to give him talent credit where it's due. I mean,
so you got to listen to his new song. It's like number 1 or 2 right now on all the streaming charts. It is, you start hearing it and you already can sing it, which I think some people like.
That is him though, right?
Right. Like some people think it's so cookie cutter. Like that's not good. I love that. I love hearing a song once.
Exactly. And like I want to sing. I want a song I can sing out loud in the car. I'm not like, it's sort of how I feel about like, you know, like these Colleen Hoover books or like these Frida books, which I can't get away from. Like, I don't need to always read these like serious books. Like, just give me something I can just have fun
to. Yeah.
Bop to. I love that. Something I can
bop.
I want a book I can bop to. I want a song I can bop to. We got enough heavy shit out there.
Yep.
Bruno Mars is very boppable.
Not to mention, his lyrics are so easy to memorize. Like,
yeah,
I catch a grenade for you. Like they're so easy.
Last thing I remember about him is am I getting this right that he sued Miley Cyrus for the Flowers song?
Is that what it was?
Flowers. I thought that like someone said that he ripped something off from him. I don't remember what happened with that, but like almost positive there's something there.
She's facing a lawsuit. Oh yeah, you're right. Infringed on copyright elements of Bruno Mars' ballad "When I Was Your Man," which is one of my favorite. When I was your man,
I Can Buy Myself Flowers. That song is very Bruno Mars-ish.
Isn't it? Like half of Taylor's new like album was that way. Who cares?
I know. Well, that's the other thing. Like at this point, it's almost impossible to be not a little derivative. Like it was an original song, so I'm with you, and I like Miley.
So do I. And also, side note, if you watch some videos that Charlie Puth recently put out, where he's like Mr. like music educator. Have you watched his videos on this? Where
I will.
He talks about like, I'll send you the video, like the key like sounds in a song. Like these are like the 7 basic notes. And he like teaches you like you are going to have repetition. Like
you are. There's only so many fucking notes.
Correct.
What are you gonna do?
But there is a threshold where like there's a certain amount of beats or rhythm where you are like infringing, right? And I think like that happened with
to me. It's more like don't take the lyrics, you know, like music or the exact harmony, obviously. But like,
well, a good example of this is Under Pressure and Ice Ice Baby, right? Where it was like dun 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 dun.
Sampled that. I thought that was something that
no, that was I actually can't remember, but I remember that this went. I feel like it did, but
maybe
the difference was like
beat was used in another song.
Was it Under Pressure? And
one of them I think legally, and one of them not. But I know sometimes you have to pay for that kind of sampling, which is legal. But if you don't, then
okay. So Vanilla Ice did face copyright infringement for sampling it without permission or credit.
Yeah,
so that was the issue.
And that's a very distinct David Bowie beat. That's different. Right. I think David Bowie was that is copyright. That is such a distinct beat for Under Pressure, which by the way,
but it does say he ended up buying the rights and like gave them the credit. Yeah. But it was so crazy. I'll never forget. I remember reading about it. It was like Vanilla Ice's version was like dun 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 dun, and like or like that was
dun dun. That's the
right, and then there was like an extra dun 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 dun. Yeah, it's so stupid.
That was plagiarism.
That was plagiarism. Also, Bruno Mars was sued for copyright with Uptown Funk. Did you know that?
Oh yeah, I do remember that. Oh my gosh, so many bops.
So many bops. But that's the thing. If you go to his Spotify and you just like go down the songs again, you're just like, God, I know every lyric to every one of these songs.
They're so fun.
Wait, side note, Bruno Mars. Mitch took me to his concert like 4 or 5 years ago as a birthday present. That was one of the best concerts I've ever been to.
Oh, I was wondering how
been.
No, but I bet he'd be good live.
He is so
talented.
Oh, and by the way, I would die to go see him in Vegas.
In the Sphere?
I don't know if he's doing Sphere. I know he does MGM and he just.
Imagine if he did.
Oh, that would be insanity. Why is he not doing Sphere?
I need to see something in the Sphere. Like I really do. I need to see
Backstreet Boys. I know.
We need to get in there and go to the Sphere.
That's our next trip.
Yeah, it needs to be.
All right, guys. Well, yet another unhinged, uncontrolled episode. 3 topics this time, 4 or 5. I don't even know.
Keep up. I hope so.
I barely kept up.
There's so much good stuff, though, guys. We hope you like all of the chaos here, but we love talking about it.
Yes, and I'm sure we're going to be continuing to talk about Blake and Justin because they just keep releasing more stuff that is like, we're literally like flies on the wall reading their messages. It's their journals, like you said. It's the craziest thing.
I want to read more. I'll tell you that right now.
All right, guys. Well, we'll see you soon. Remember, every Monday we drop a new episode. And please leave us reviews. Follow us on wherever you listen to your podcasts. And we can't wait to keep talking and chatting with you.
Talk to you guys soon.
Bye.